Monique here, everybody. You know me. If you don't, I am the manager of our awesome play community. And as a part of my role, I get to interview people from our community and beyond, people who are making an impact for type 1 diabetics all around the world. Pat, do you mind introducing yourself to our community?
Absolutely, yes. My name is Patrick Church. I started live streaming for diabetes awareness. I believe the first year I did it was 2019, and then I officially joined
Right when we started.
JDRF in 2020. But I joined
I
then,
bet.
and I do a big, usually 24-hour stream, usually the first Saturday of November.
So good.
So I jump in there, I do my thing.
Yeah.
Well, in 2019, I did Mass Effect 2. And I was all excited because I'd played through Mass Effect 1 to build up. I knew because it landed on that Saturday was the 7th.
Okay.
And for Mass Effect nerds, N7 is a big deal. That's what's on Shepard's. So it was
Oh,
N7 day, and that's why I did
smart.
it.
Yeah.
So I did the first 24-hour, that 2019. I made it a whopping 20 hours and then
Wow.
just passed out. Just fell asleep
I
on my
don't know
couch. And I'm
how,
like,
I honestly do not know how people do 24, 25. That is such a long time. So kudos to you
yeah.
for even trying.
You're right, and that's the thing. The thing that bit me was it was on daylight savings time when I decided to do this.
No,
So I got
just
to
25.
do 25. I got to do 1 o'clock in the morning twice, which is not really the time you want to do over again.
No, no.
Um, so I did Mass Effect, and then the next was Kingdom Hearts. I jumped into that because
Very
my
cool.
son had just been born, and I wanted him to be able to watch, be like, ah, Disney, Mickey. That's
Oh,
good. And
cute.
personally, growing up, I was a big
Nice.
so I did that. Next, I did Batman, the Arkham Asylum games.
Yes.
That was the third year. Made it through the full 25, not an issue. It was like a really big year. I think we ended up raising about 1,200, I want to say.
Yes.
And
Huge
then
amounts.
yeah, it was great. And then the most heart attack one I've had so far was the fourth, and that was Starfield. Uh, I do test runs on my computer before I do these live streams. So on
Yeah.
Friday, I ran it for about 8 hours. Perfect, crisp, not a problem.
Oh, no.
Then decided time to clean the computer. Just did the stress test. Want to make sure it's all there's no dust, no heat. This is going to be great. Did the cleaning, plugged my computer in, dead as a doornail. I now have about 10 hours to find a replacement for this PC. Luckily, at the
Oh,
time, my friend bought an exact same setup as me. It was kind enough. He disassembled everything, drove over to my house. We hooked it up. We swapped the M.dot hard drives,
oh
so all my
my
settings were saved. I
God.
plugged it in, ran like a champ. The only thing is, he had bought it secondhand from a smoker. That's a person that smoked, and I don't smoke. So I'm sitting there and I go, boy, that's an awfully weird smell. By the end of that 25 hours, I felt so sick. It was like I just smoked 5 cigars. It was so bad.
Oh my
And
God.
I'm like, we'll get through it. We'll make it work."
Oh my God.
And then the
I
most
had no
recent one.
idea. That's
Oh yeah, I
crazy.
suffered through it. And here the thing is normally I cut these things up to like 6 hour chunks because
Yeah.
YouTube won't let you do 24 hours to save them.
Right. Right.
That year I decided to do the full 25 nonstop because I noticed viewer count drops quite a bit when you jump.
Sure.
So I'm like,
Sure.
I'll just do the full thing so that way everybody's watching the whole time. It'll be great. I was going to have my brother then record sections of it on his computer. That way I could re-upload it and nothing was lost. He couldn't record any of it, so I did all of it. There's no footage of me at the end just like, yeah, this is really great, guys. Um, and
Oh
then,
my God.
yeah, it was,
The dedication, chat.
we did it.
Oh my
We did it.
gosh. Wow.
And just last 2 weekends ago, I
Yes.
did for the fifth anniversary of doing this. I figured I'd go a little bit longer. I did 36 hours, but I did cheat a little bit.
We cut it
Uh,
up. That's not
I
cheating.
cut it up.
That's just
Well,
being sensible.
I subbed my wife in. I took a whopping 4 hour nap out
Oh
of the
wow.
36 hours. So yeah, she's in there, and we played all the Borderland games. In fact, she played most of it. She wasn't on camera a lot, but then we swapped computers, and she took the main computer and was on cam the
Wow.
entire time.
That's dedication.
And and she is very much the reason why I've been doing all this because she is type 1 diabetic.
Yeah, what an intro. I also just want to call out right now, in case you guys didn't know, not only was it because, I haven't been able to have him on here to chat more about his connection and type 1 and whatnot. You are the top fundraiser right now for
I
Diabetes Awareness
know
Month.
it's the first time.
Amazing.
Though I just looked.
3,000. $69. Nice.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's friends.
Amazing.
Yes. Well, thank you. And I hadn't looked in like a couple of days. There's people definitely on the tail end, so this is awesome. We're making quite a bit of money.
Quite a bit of money. And now your like lifetime total is almost $7,300,
Yeah, it
which
took
is
a big jump.
crazy.
Took a big jump. I think I was 3,000 and some
Yeah.
because uh we weren't using this platform for the very first one, but that one was only about 800 or so. That's pretty close to the actual total. And
That's
yeah,
so like 8,000 then with
yeah,
that
that'd be
800.
hmm that'd be right around there.
Amazing chat. And those are just one streams a year.
Yeah, they're big streams.
They're big ones, but still, it just really shows that like you can do something really, really well and have it be in one day or whatever you do it. Doesn't necessarily need to be 36 hours.
No, I wouldn't recommend that.
Yeah.
No, and the thing that especially got me expired for like the 24-hour streams,
Yeah.
that I kind of fell in love with was I was a big Rooster Teeth fan back in the day, and they would
Oh,
do
okay.
24-hour streams for St. Jude Hospital. And I found myself for a couple of years staying up and watching these things to begin the end. And then it wasn't until I'm like, well, I have a PC that can stream.
I love that.
I could play this kind of stuff. Why don't I start raising some money for charity like once a year to try and get the ball rolling on
Yeah.
something that I'm passionate about? And then my wife having type 1 diabetes, I went, well, what's better? We'll just do
Yeah.
that. And I found JDRF at the time, now Breakthrough T1D, and started the raise money for you guys. It's been a blast.
Oh
I
my
never thought I
gosh.
would be in this position.
It's
I
so
didn't even think
cool.
I'd make $100 on my first 24-hour. I'm like, if I make 100, I
That's
am
great.
doing great.
Oh, yeah.
And then I ended up 8 and I was on the moon. I passed out,
I
but I was on
bet.
the moon.
It is such a high. I will say that it is when you're like in the midst of it and you're like really hustling the fundraise and then you're like shocked by the generosity happening and just all the fun. There's a buzz
Oh
about
yeah.
charity streaming for sure.
Oh yeah. And they definitely hit you when you're getting low, especially when you're up in the later nights. There'll be people that'll watch you and be like, "Hey man, here's $50. Keep going. You're doing a
Keep going,
great
you
thing."
got this. Yeah.
Right. And you take a quick
Ah,
pause and you pour cold water on your face and you get back into it.
yeah. Oh, Dark Insanity is another one of our ambassadors. I have successfully convinced myself not to do 24 hours anymore.
It's smart. It's a smart thing to do.
um,
And
Well, Pat, I would love for you to chat more about your connection. Obviously, you've talked about your wife, but I actually don't really know the story behind that at all.
sure,
So if you don't mind sharing what you feel comfortable with, that'd be fantastic.
absolutely. My wife found out she was a type 1 diabetic when she was 16.
Oh,
And
wow.
me and her are high school sweethearts. So I was in the picture when she found out.
So cute.
Um, and yeah, it was just like a regular checkup. I think she was going into flag corps for sports.
Oh,
They
sure.
did a standard test, and she went to the hospital, and her sugar was 500. And they went, "Oh, yeah, you're staying in the hospital." And the thing is before that, she was losing a lot of weight. I'd be walking next to her, and
The four
I would say,
T's.
"Did you?" Right? And I'm like, "Hey, did you eat Fruit Loops? Because you smell really like." She was just giving off sugar the whole time because it was
Yeah.
backing up. So she got diagnosed, went through that, and then was on insulin, and we've been working with that ever since. She
Wow.
started with just single spot injections.
Hmm.
Actually, one of the really kind of interesting stories is when this had happened, we were in high school and we had to go to the nurse's station to get the insulin.
Yeah.
And so I would go with her. And there was another type 1 diabetic at the time, and she had one of the classic pumps with the multiple tubes coming out.
Yeah.
None of it was, so it was literally like you would have a Walkman
Right.
connected to you full of insulin and then a couple of pipes hooked
Oh
up to
my
you.
gosh.
And she came out of there just swearing up a storm, pulling these things, never switch to this. The cables were kind of everywhere in her pockets. And I'm like, oh my God, oh no. Because she was still doing single injections. So we were
Right.
like, what is this pump thing? Because we were both learning together as this was kind of happening.
Sure.
Um, Luckily, with a lot research and quite a bit more time, now they got the Dexacoms and
Hmm.
the
She's
Omnipods.
Dexcom now and Omnipod.
Yep,
Oh,
yep. She's
great.
been doing that and unbelievable. Just really,
Right?
really great turnaround. We have two children right now, and I would say that that's like key. You could probably do it without, but it helped out a ton in terms of managing blood sugar through both of those.
That is so great to hear. I feel like
Hmm.
too, I mean, that wasn't that long ago. I can tell. You guys aren't that that old.
Oh, we're forever old. I'm an old
Oh
man.
my God. Oh hush. Point is though, is that those strides have been made in a really short time frame. Like it feels like
Yes.
light years in terms of technology and improvements, and it only continues to get better. Which is so great. Do your kids like see mommy's devices and like do they know? I know they're pretty
Oh, all the
young.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, one of the very first lessons, especially being 2 years old, 1 years old, is don't grab, don't grab and rip.
That's
That's not
key.
so. Don't do that. Um, uh, but let's see here. In terms of them playing around with mom and stuff like that, it's just daily life. They're
Yeah.
totally used to it.
Do they call it anything? Like mom's devices or
No, she has quite a bit of stickers. She has
oh,
like a
yes.
collection of
Yeah.
stickers that she's collected now. And so if it's a really a vibrant one or something that they're interested in, like Iron Man or something like that, and she
Yeah.
puts on, that's getting called out for sure.
Oh, cute. I
Oh
love
yeah.
that. She like plays into it. It's like a part of
Hmm.
her. Oh my God, I love that. I was pregnancy and everything okay? Being a type
Yeah.
1 diabetic? Okay.
Yeah, it worked really, really well. But it was something that we absolutely zeroed in on
Yeah,
where it's
of
like, we're not,
course.
and you hear the tropes of this, like, oh, the kid's gonna be really big, da 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 da. And
Yeah.
but to be honest, they were both a little bit early, but perfectly healthy,
Everything good.
not nothing crazy. So
Are
blessed.
you guys thinking about getting them screened in the future?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're always keeping an eye on it and
I
taking a
mean,
look just because you never know. And
right.
some of the unique things is she's the only diabetic in her family. She's the only one
Oh,
with type 1 diabetes. And that's why I think it kind of came out of left field and it took a while to get diagnosed. It took literally just
right.
a checkup for a sports event to catch
And
it
if that wouldn't
because
have
everybody,
happened,
like, it
then
wasn't on your radar.
yeah.
I want to
Wow.
say a lot of them just didn't even know that that was a condition you could get because
Right.
it wasn't, it didn't run in the family and they didn't have anybody to talk to about it.
Right. I'm sure like just all the misnomers about it and what it means to be a diabetic. I'm sure
Well, right.
we're,
Yeah.
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 You obviously like are retweeting and like active, I feel like, and up to date on a lot of what's going on in the type 1 space. Like, what is
Mhm.
giving you hope right now?
Boy, I want to say when she had first got diagnosed, the doctor at the time set us down and said, "This is going to be no big
Oh
problem.
no, not
In,
this.
t in 10 years, they'll either solve it mechanically or they'll solve it genetically. We're on the cusp of a breakthrough.
Oh
Don't even
no.
threat it."
Breakthrough.
Right. And I'm like, hey, I love the optimism. I really do. And I do applaud some of the science getting done on the genetic side has just been crushing it.
Yeah.
And
Vertex.
reason reasonably with a lot of the tech, it's getting easier and easier. So the 10-year was probably not the thing to say because you
Mm-hmm.
never know when something like this is
At
going to
least it wasn't
happen.
5 years, I guess. I don't know.
Or, they say they don't want to crush anybody, so they say
No.
the first thing that comes to mind, be like, well, it's nice to be realistic too. So a lot of the big things I saw, what was it, out of Virginia, one of the universities, they had just um, found some form of rehabilitation with a pancreas that, as long as you're on immune suppressants,
Yeah.
could potentially lead to a non-insulin life or a dependent
Great.
life, which would be great.
Great.
And then, yeah, I mean, that seems to be like the biggest breakthrough that I'm definitely watching right now. Be like, that sounds
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
A little bit of immune
definitely.
suppressants is a lot better than a lot of shots all the time.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, it seems like, stem cell therapy, beta cell, is
Yeah,
kind of the direction, especially with Vertex going in now, because now they're going to phase 3 of their human clinical trials. So, in
right.
50 total people will have had these islet cells. So, super promising. We did have a conversation last week with our pals from Breakthrough T1D UK, their research and communications lead. And I was like, like, as somebody who's tuned into the space, like, what should people be looking for in 2025? And it's not only like the Vertex piece, but also the making life better piece with like different adjunct therapies that haven't been tested before in type 1 diabetics to see if they would help with some of the mechanisms or making things better, which is super interesting.
Hmm.
And then also too, just kind of like looking ahead to more like screening and things like that to be able to manage or delay onset, which is huge. Like thinking about like your kids potentially or what
Oh, for
have
sure.
you.
This was, I want to say 3 years ago, I was reading that they were through some trials. I haven't checked in on see exactly where they were still at, but they were working on a variant of a vaccine potentially. That if there was
Mm,
a risk, they would be able to administer that and
so
then
cool.
greatly lower your chance of that happening to you. You know, and uh, really, really intelligent people were working all the time on this thing, and we're very appreciative. The least I could do is play some video games, raise some money, and
Yeah.
keep the ball rolling.
Oh, I love that. How does hearing all this news, obviously your wife was told 10 years,
Yeah.
and now hearing the news now as things are going, like, does she have hope or does she kind of like, is she kind of hedging her bets? Like, what is her stance on the future of her type 1?
I'm very blessed. She's very much an optimist, as am I.
Oh, nice.
Usually we're sharing this information back and forth with each
Yeah.
other, and it's fun to talk about, and B, it's even more fun to see that all these people are putting this work out there.
Hmm.
That this stuff hasn't just been forgotten or like nobody's working on it. And like no, some very smart people in universities and colleges are really dedicating themselves to try and solve this problem. And it isn't necessarily even the United States. You hear stories all the time about China,
Everywhere.
Europe.
Hmm.
Um, they're definitely chipping away at it, and there's some very good leads right now. So I'm hopeful.
Oh, good.
You can never really predict when it hits. You
No.
just when it does, that'll be great.
Yeah. No, I love that because it's like you said, you can't really get your hopes up, but like that doesn't mean that there's not hope to be had
Right.
for it because there is progress being made every day. And I will say this again, and then you've probably heard me chat. You've heard me many times say this before. I've worked in many nonprofits. I've said this and I will say it forever. Breakthrough T1D does incredible job picking research and researchers to fund. They have made such incredible progress from Doug Melton and beyond. Looking at Vertex now, it's all because they invested in Doug Melton's idea.
Yep.
So I, if there's a time, I feel it. I just feels like we're so close, and
Right.
it's like we just need to break through that door, breakthrough.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think too, the other pieces of it is that we're continuing to work kind of more on a global scale. It feels like really making those connections with our partners and peers across the world, which is really exciting for you guys and your family too, and your
Oh,
wife.
absolutely.
So I love that.
Anytime science is science, no matter where
Yeah,
it's done. And the more that these guys can talk to each other and share notes
yeah,
and brainstorm, is only going to benefit in the
yeah.
long run.
So you said your wife is on the Dexcom and Omnipod.
Mhm.
I'm
Yep.
assuming like so she has her phone, like managing levels, etc.
Oh, yeah.
Are
Which,
you tuned in on that too, I assume?
oh, yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well, and it's funny because another big hobby that me and my wife really, really enjoy is hiking.
Oh,
And
nice.
so we'll go on like 3-day hikes to the Porcupine Mountains, to Grand Island up in the UP. And
Oh
when
my
we're
God,
hiking,
Val. Sorry, we got a raid.
oh,
Thanks for the raid. Oh my,
hey,
30 people? Oh my God, thank you. Hi guys.
hey,
We're chatting.
welcome.
We're chatting. All thanks T1D for T1D Tuesday. Hi. Sorry,
Oh,
interrupted you. Hiking,
no, not at
Porcupine
all.
Mountains.
Yeah, so hiking Porcupine Mountains, I got really big into researching hiking, in which the first rule of hiking is cut weight. Get rid of it. Anything you don't need, make it as light as
That's
possible.
true.
But as you're going with my wife that is diabetic and needs her phone to manage this stuff, not to mention backups and spares in case
Mm-hmm.
anything happens, because you're out in the woods, there's nobody really
No.
there.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to know when your blood sugar's dipping, when you're climbing a big mountain, to maybe take a break, you need a granola bar.
Oh my God,
I
yeah.
think I stacked up, I want to say about 10 days worth of food for a 3-day pack. And I bought like four of the biggest battery packs you could probably imagine,
Oh
each
my
weighing
God.
like 6 pounds. And I bought like the biggest bag, it just chucked them in there. And I'm like, I guess I'm doing it with this weight.
I love that. That's so cute. Can
Yeah.
you imagine hiking before that? Before having the tech and all that?
Without being able to constantly monitor your blood
Yeah.
sugar, it would be such,
That
I
seems so
guess
difficult.
you probably just keep feeding yourself sugar and figure it
Yeah.
out when you get to base camp would probably be the only way.
Oh
Or
my
probably
God.
don't. Like you
Yeah.
just don't get to have that experience, which I
Yeah.
think most
Huge bummer.
people want to go see nature and get out
Yeah.
in the wilderness.
What has been like your longest hiking trip?
We did 3.5 days in the Porcupine Mountains. We did the
Yeah.
entire ridge, and then we went back up the other side
How
and met
far is
back at
that?
10 miles. Well, it was no, sorry. It was 10 the first day, 13 the second, and then another 13 the third.
Oh my God, that's it?
Yeah,
That's so
yeah,
long. Oh
that
my
was a
God.
lot.
I'm an indoor cat, chat. I don't like
Well, here's the
camping
thing.
or
If you're
any of
an
that. I like
indoor,
hiking for a small
if
period
you
of time.
do the ridge,
Yeah.
go up there and do the East Ridge. You could walk to it and back. There's
All
barely
right.
an elevation, and you're up high. You can see the rest of the forest and canopy.
Yeah.
Great. I
Chat,
can't recommend it
Pat and I
enough.
live in a similar area. I'm not gonna like dox us, but we live in a similar area. That's why he's suggesting that. So,
Yes.
oh my God, so cool. I love that you guys share that together.
Yeah.
Who watches the kids then when you're hiking?
I'm blessed with great grandparents on both
Oh, thank
sides.
God. Yeah.
Yep, yep. They share well. They love seeing them. So
Yeah.
they'll watch them. We'll run off for our 3-day excursions with friends and we'll come back. And
Yeah.
they absolutely love it. In fact, she did the Grand Island Loop, which was 10 miles. And we
Oh.
did that over the course of 2 days while she was pregnant with my daughter. And I thought she was crazy for that because I told her well, we had like 5 friends we were going with. And I'm like,
Yeah.
stay home. Don't do
Right.
this. And she goes, oh, I could do it. I'm fine. And I'm like, okay. So extra sleeping mats for that time, and we
Uh-huh.
made it work.
That'd make me so nervous. Oh my gosh. Good
The
for
thing
you.
is, didn't scare her at all. I
Yeah.
was
You're
terrified
the
the
one
whole
who's
time.
scared.
I'm like,
Yeah. The
walk in front
caregiver.
of me.
Um, so in terms of like snacks and stuff, you said that you packed like a bunch of food, right? Like 10 days
Yes.
worth. Like what are her go-tos?
The freeze dried stuff that you find like standard camping meals, oddly enough, have
Oh,
gotten quite a bit better. They're pretty carb heavy
yeah.
because they're meant to be like a single meal throughout the
Right.
day. So we do a lot of that. Second is you could buy like these giant bags from Costco of like granola that's pre-mixed with like little chocolate bits. Prime. You get a lot of bang for your buck out of that.
Oh yeah.
And
That's
then
smart.
if you're ever really in a pinch, just ramen. And when you're boiling the ramen, throw pieces of jerky in there and it rehydrates and almost tastes like steak if you close your eyes
Oh, if you
long
close your
enough.
eyes.
If you close your eyes and really hope, it almost tastes like steak.
I love that. I've never heard that before. Yeah,
Oh,
low
yeah.
blood sugars during hikes are scary, APFL. Yeah, that would make me scared. I just get scared being like a non-diabetic hiking. So that is a great hack. Yeah. The jerky.
Yes, yes, definitely do that. And I mean, typically what we'll do, there's been times where we walk around the block 3 or 4 times with the
Yeah.
kids, and her blood sugar will be like a little bit high, 120, 130, and we're basically almost sprinting back to the house because it dipped to like 80, 70,
Oh my
where it's just
gosh.
like, should have been fine. Everything, like, we didn't
Right.
change, but all of a sudden, things changed the way they went. Luckily, on big hikes, for whatever reason, we haven't had a problem, but I have a feeling it's mainly due to the Dexacoms, just because we're
Yeah.
able to monitor that all the time and able to pick up
Right.
exactly what it's doing.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's so true. What a game changer, too. Just be able to navigate the day to day, especially with two little kids. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I can't imagine having that on top of having children and everything else you have to do. So
Well,
kudos to your wife.
she's unbelievable. I
Yeah.
can't give her enough credit.
Yeah. We can't either. And I'm going to watch
Yeah,
that stream where she took over for 4 hours. I
she
need
did. She did
to.
great.
Yeah, I
And the
really
thing
need to.
is she didn't realize that she was taking over the time jump.
Oh,
So she was like, I got through 1 o'clock. And then she looked, why is it 1 o'clock again? Oh no.
the realization. Oh my God. Tell me you clipped that or something. Like you, that's
I
like,
have it. I do
oh
have a
my
clip somewhere. I'll
God,
find
that's
it.
so good. I love that so
Well, and here's the
much.
thing. I haven't completely watched it all the way through yet, so I don't know if
Yeah.
she said it out loud. She said it as she was going to bed and then kicked me to wake me up because we had a
How dare
pre-recorded
you?
like for like a half hour. She's like, "Why did you make me do this time jump?" And I forgot. I was tired.
Oh my God. That's so funny, chat. Oh my God. I love that so much. So what is something that as I, it's kind of crazy too that you've been with her since she was diagnosed at a younger
Yeah.
age too. What is something that she has to deal with kind of on a daily basis that maybe other people wouldn't think about?
I mean, there's always the stuff where your Omnipod dies and you're at the middle of a couple of friends' house, and now
Oh,
you're the person scurrying off into the back room giving yourself injections because you just had a big meal at
Mm-hmm.
supper or wherever, the only reason you're over there. So, hiding because some people have issues with needles, so you try to be polite and
Oh,
all of a
true.
sudden you're
I hadn't
scurrying
thought about
off. And
that. Yeah.
so there's always that kind of stuff. Uh, but we've kind of been, uh, she's been diagnosed with it so long and it's been part of our life and our friends have seen it. We're in a much better place than like at the beginning than we are now, that everybody kind of understands, oh, she's diabetic, sometimes she has to go off and give herself insulin. A lot more people are comfortable around needles and injections and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's better now. Let's see, there was one point we were just out of college, or no, we were still in college, and we shared a house with like three other people. And it was definitely a college house kind of situation.
Yeah.
And her sugar had dipped low before previous, and I had seen it waking up in the middle of the night,
Mm-hmm.
pouring a Coke down her throat to try
Oh
and get her
God.
out of it, which
Yeah.
is, a lot of people don't realize that it's horrible for diabetics, but well, it's really scary for the people that's there. Because after I poured the Coca-Cola down, I call the tape recorder comes back where she can remember now. She's out of the episode, and so she looks at me all frantic, staring at her like she's gonna. What's the problem with you? Why are you holding the thing orange juice or a Coke? Like, you maniac, get back to bed. Right? So
Oh
that was
my
always fun.
God.
I'm like, well, I'm gonna make a pot of coffee for you because I'm awake now. I'm gonna keep an eye on you and
Go
try
back
not
to
to stare
sleep,
at you the whole
sweetie.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's so true.
But the first time that it happened with a group of people, she was sitting in a chair and her sugar went too low. And they saw me just sprint into the kitchen, grab a thing. I think it was marshmallows was the first thing I found at the time. And, when she's having an episode, if anybody that's been around it knows, it's just that no eye contact, staying forward. And it was just at the beginning. So I caught it right
Mm.
away. And everybody was like, is that what that is? And I go, yeah, that's kind of the deal. With low and high blood sugar, it is very much a balancing
Wow.
act.
Yeah. Do you, God, I'm like listening to you talk and it's like I feeling stressed for you.
Well,
How
yeah.
how do you manage that as a caregiver? I mean, that's a lot that, to
Um,
ask of anybody, of course. And of course you're happy to do it, but
oh, of
that's a
course.
lot, the mental load as well. Like you're constantly vigilant.
Well, and I don't want to say it's a constant 24 hour, but I think you just get a sixth sense to it.
Yeah.
Because of course, you can't always be focused on it 100% of the time. You can't always be worried about 100% of the time. Otherwise, you just go crazy. So you
Right.
just kind of develop these things that you look out for. And you go, oh, okay, let's maybe have a little bit more mashed potatoes tonight.
Mhm.
Uh,
Do you pick up on like the shortcuts or like not shortcuts, but the cues that can
a
help
little bit of
you?
the cues. Yes. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
Sure. That makes
yeah.
sense. I guess too, knowing her for so long, kind of pick up on a lot of that stuff, maybe more than others.
In which she'll be the first one to tell you before she was diagnosed. Uh, we were dating for a little bit, and I promptly got her addicted to orange soda, thinking like that was a cool high school guy boyfriend move, being like, "I'll buy a pop." So I started buying her orange
Pop.
pop, and she
Yes.
loved it. Oh, pop, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm doing a good thing. It's only $1. She likes it. I'm doing good boyfriend guy." Then so she got that, and I got diagnosed to be like, "Now give it up forever. Never touch orange soda." You can buy the diet stuff, but she's just like, I really actually do
We
enjoy
got an
creamsicle
oh no
soda.
in chat as soon as you said that.
And I'm like, I'm sorry, because she really never drank pop before that. I was just kind of like, hey, I got you a pop.
Oh
Real
my
cool
God.
guy.
That is cool guy. And I'm sure like at that age, you're like, yeah, this guy bought me something. I'm gonna drink it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's the best. It tastes awesome. And then eventually you kind of Pavlov dog your way into it.
Oh my God. You guys
Oh,
have really experienced a lot of life together, it
yes.
seems. Yeah. I
Yes.
mean, two kids, a autoimmune disease, whatever else you have going on. Like, how do you guys, especially as a couple who has been together so long, literally like as long as she's had it,
Hmm.
how do you how are you able to kind of like separate yourselves from this thing that you're dealing with every day? Like, how do you take time for you guys to like distract and like, I don't know, enjoy some of the other pieces of life that you have going on? Maybe your kids play a big role in that, but
Oh boy, if you want a
yeah.
distraction, go and have some kids. That'll definitely do it.
But like, how
But
do you take care of your mental health together as like a couple, you know?
sure. Well, luckily, we have very, very similar interests. So me and
Yeah.
her will often game together. We're working our way through, oh, what is that? Arkham Asylum,
Ooh,
for the Justice
nice.
League right now.
Yep, yep.
And although reviews are not the highest for it, I'm a big DC fan, and so is she. So we're playing it and we're getting our fun out of it. We're having a
Oh,
blast.
I love that. We always say
It,
couples who game together stay together here.
that's
So,
it. It's very true.
mm-hmm.
And then on the tabletop side of things, we also are big into D&D, IDM. And then she's
Ooh.
usually a player with a couple other friends that come over. So we'll do the tabletop thing and
Oh my
play the
God.
D&D, and we'll do all that.
You know we love D&D here. Yeah, we have two dungeon masters, Patch Notes in our community if you've ever come across him, and then Dark Insanities. It's like this whole world they created. Just super
It took,
cool. How many games have you DM'd?
uh,
You
well,
know?
yeah, I
Do you
do.
have a notebook of your lore?
Yes. Well, I have a couple. So this all started because I picked up a job where it was pretty much like stare at paint for 12
Oh.
hours. It was
Ooh.
I'm a guard by profession, so it was a real slow job and there wasn't much to do. And so my wife said, "Well, if you want to start listening to Critical Role, that's a way to burn some time. You're
Yeah.
still watching everything and you could just listen to it." I went, "Okay." So I went down that hole and I went, "I got to get my friends and everybody involved in this." But I know they're not going to sit down and listen to 4 hour chunks at a time because that's not who my friends are. That just
Sure.
isn't in the cards for them.
Yeah.
So I went, but if it's in person and they're actually doing it, I'll just learn how to DM. How hard could it be? So I buy the books, I sit down and I start doing this. And my first campaign ran 4 years. They hit level 20. They beat Vecna. It was all homebrewed, start to finish.
Wow.
I
So much fun.
just seat of my pants. I didn't know what I was doing at the start of it. Definitely knew nothing about D&D. At the end of it, had a pretty good grasp.
Oh God. Trial
We
by
played
fire.
that. Right, it was. And then by 4 years, we mixed it up, got a few more people involved. Then we ran that campaign for about 3 years, and now we're on the third campaign, and that's been going about a year and a half.
Oh my God.
And it's just about every
Yeah,
week.
that's epic. Oh, every week your friends commit to this? That's amazing.
Yeah, when we're on hiatus right now because one of my very good friends just had their first baby.
Oh,
So
okay.
we're
I
giving them
guess.
space.
I guess.
And the thing is like holidays
Yeah,
is a
that's
bit of a
hard
nightmare.
time.
But listen, we're about to hit the sweet spot.
Yeah.
It's right after Christmas and right after New Year's. There's just a whole lot of winter where there's nothing to do.
No, there's not a lot to do
Everybody shows
here.
up and rolls dice.
I love that. Oh my God. Such long campaigns. Good for you guys. That's such a cool
Yeah.
way to spend time together.
So yeah, we definitely do that, especially for the mental health stuff. And
Yeah. Oh, I love that so much, especially in the winter. Yeah. D&D sweet spot approaching. I had no idea. I had never thought of it as a sweet spot. It kind of is a sweet
mhm.
spot to really get anything done, especially in
It's
like
that like you got that
wintry.
long stretch, and then
Yeah.
And Easter kind of dip in there a little
Those
bit,
aren't
but as long as you
really,
can skirt
yeah.
those, you're good
Yeah. Oh,
until the sun starts coming out and everybody
smart.
starts going outside.
Do you find that you now schedule things in terms of D&D time?
I got a big old
Your
calendar.
whole seasonal like.
I do. Literally, I got a big calendar in my kitchen where
Yeah.
literally like Monday, Sunday, D&D, D&D, D&D. And so
Wow.
people are like, "Oh, I mean, I have a 4 hour chunk on Sunday that I can help a friend do something, but then after
Yeah.
that, I'm kind of booked."
Sorry, busy.
Yeah.
I love that. So
Yeah.
D&D gaming, huge part of your lives together.
Oh,
Obviously,
yeah.
you have children. At the end of the day, though, just so happy to hear that devices and technology are like really helping her in her
Oh,
day to
yes.
day. Is there anything like missing from the puzzle of her day to day management that you feel like needs to be something that is created out there or exists and maybe you're hesitant about? Like, is
Yeah.
there anything that you guys have come
Well,
across?
well, yeah. See, we always would daydream and talk about like, oh, I wonder if this technology exists. So, I mean, even well before Dexicom and the Omnipods, we were kind of like, boy, you would think, especially, I think it was the iPhone 7 had came out, like one of the
Hmm.
first ones.
Yeah.
Well, that's not really the first one, but we'd like, well, this is a small computer. You would think it'd be able to just read your blood sugar and then send it to a pump, and then that would work. And then we were like, well, you would also need then like a machine that is glucose to kind of play that. And then we would daydream, and this was back in like 2010. We were kind
Yeah.
of speculating, being like, this seems like this would work. I wonder if they're working on it. And now we're getting to the point that, omnipods and dexicoms are starting to talk to each other.
Yep.
And, it's one of those things that you also kind of look at the other side of like AI and it being a predictive model, being like, well, you could maybe use some of that as long as it's very well tested and researched.
That's interesting. No one's brought that up yet. That is super interesting though.
Well, and that seems to be the one thing that AI is pretty good at is predictive models. So
Yeah.
if you were a person that has had like a Dexicom for years and years and you have that data stored,
Mm-hmm.
you would hope it would be able to look at that and
Right.
then look, and if you were also digital enough to register what you've eaten for that long, it
Yeah.
might be able to sort that out and go, oh, we know what your body needs. We know why this is going on. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. You just opened like this whole, I don't know, Chad, have any of you heard anything about AI, intersection of type 1 and AI, type 1 tech? I'm so curious about this now because I feel like AI has infiltrated everything we do.
I hate to bring it up for that exact reason,
I
and I
know.
am just as hesitant as just
But
as
that
everybody else.
doesn't mean that it can't do some good things. So
Well,
I just haven't heard anything about it anywhere.
that's the famous quote, right? It's the
Yeah.
key to heaven and hell. It's
Oh
how you,
God.
what door do you want to use
What
it?
did I just say?
Yeah.
So interesting though. Yeah. And it's like you guys are, you also said like you were thinking about how tech could talk to each other how long ago. So maybe your predictions will become
And I
reality.
I have a background in computer system tech, so I
Yeah.
was I was always looking at kind of like from that level. And she's went into nursing, so she was always being, well, there's all
Mm,
kinds of vaccines and there's all kinds of this kind of stuff you could do and
what a
therapies.
duo.
That's
That's
it.
great.
Take over the world.
Yeah. Oh my God. So were you back then like in the like DIY looping? Like were you plugged into that community at
Yeah,
all? Yeah, I bet.
yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what all started everything artificial pancreas. Kind of switching gears back to kind of
Hmm.
gaming and stuff because you're a big gamer. You've
Oh
talked a
yeah.
little bit about the games that you've done for your um, marathons,
Yes.
crazy marathons. Don't know how people do it still. But what are some of your like favorite games of all time? Because you said you like
Well,
DC.
yes, I'm a big DC. I started PC gaming in 1995
Love that.
when my father picked up Quake and Pajama Sam. It was Pajama
Oh,
Sam, and when he wasn't looking, it was definitely Quake. And
God.
he quickly picked up. I have two brothers that all three of us were definitely going to be doing this, and so we had a little computer den in our house,
Yep.
and each of us had our own computers, and we just basically land
That's so much
Quake
fun.
3. And so Quake is definitely on there. I'm a big id fan. On top of that, the Half-Life series, the Portal series, near and dear to my heart. Love
Mm.
them both.
Yeah.
Played through all of those. In fact, I was just reminiscing with my brother that I think I've played Half-Life in every screen technology that has existed.
Really?
Because I played Half-Life with a CRT, Half-Life 2 with an LCD. Half-Life Alyx came out on VR, so I played it with a VR headset.
That's so
And so
random.
and I'm like, I am playing this on a different screen every time they come out with this thing.
That's kind of cool though.
I mean, yeah, when you sit back and think about it, being like,
Yeah.
I've been playing this video game for so long.
Right.
Technology grew up around it.
Right. Oh my God, that's so interesting. I want to make sure that I ask you this question, and I think you'll be uniquely able to answer it as literally you were there when your wife was diagnosed with type 1. Obviously, you guys were younger. You've experienced a lot of life since then. If you had to say something to your wife, knowing everything you know now, when just diagnosed back then, what would you say to her? What is something different that you would say to her?
Well, from the place of wisdom and stuff like that, of like, I know how that trail went. Just don't be scared, because at the beginning there's so much fear in it. There's so many different ways that you can kind of get on top of this and make it work for you. Everything's gonna be fine.
I love
You know,
that. Yeah.
so that would probably be the number one thing, because that was the biggest at the beginning
Were
was
you
the
both
fear of,
scared? Like, was she super scared?
oh,
Was that her
we were
overwhelming
both
feeling?
terrified.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The day I found out, I was grounded, and I believe technically she was also.
Yeah.
Mainly because my parents expressly told me not to have a bonfire at my house.
And you had a
And
bonfire?
because they were out of town, we had a bonfire and they found out. And so I was grounded for a month. I still had 2 weeks on my sentence. And my
Her
mother gets a phone
sentence.
on my sentence. My mother got a phone call from her mother saying, hey, can Pat leave the house and come to the hospital? My wife's in the hospital.
Yeah.
well, girlfriend at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And so we go rushing there, and then I basically were after we decompress and we hear all the information, we're kind of like, "What in the world is this?" My mom kind of goes over to us and be like, "By the way, you're ungrounded," and I'm like, "Hey, well, there you go. I
Type
got
1
2 weeks
diabetes
off.
helped.
Tell you, take the good with the bad, I guess."
That's so sweet though that your mom recognized that she would need her support system though. That's
Yes,
really
yeah,
sweet.
yeah.
God, how lucky was she? And your mom to be like, I guess the bonfire wasn't that big of a deal.
In the grand scheme of things, it seems a
Yeah.
little bigger right now.
Yeah.
Well,
That is so funny, I bet, to look back on as a
yeah,
family. Oh my gosh. The bonfire.
I'm ungrounded. Got 2 weeks off the sentence.
You did it. You nailed it. Thanks for getting diagnosed now. That's perfect for
Right?
me.
Great timing. And the thing is, I was a
Oh,
good kid. I never got grounded.
yeah,
So that
yeah.
was a big deal where I'm just like, what am I gonna do? Can't play nothing.
Right. If anybody ever comes to you guys and is like, "Well, how can I support?" What do you tell them? How do you tell them what they can do to help people with type 1 diabetes or just kind of the cause in general?
There's a couple of different ways to kind of probably attack that. The first thing is just ask questions. If you see something weird or something going on, ask questions. I
Yeah.
want to say that most people with this disease are more than happy to share their experience and let them know about it.
Mhm.
And then the second big one is check into some streams every once in a while. And if you're in a good place and you want
Mhm.
to help donate, throw some money out there and let's get this figured out.
Yeah. So kind of supporting some of the other things you guys have going on.
Mhm.
Does your wife ever feel exhausted having to answer a lot of questions, or like is she always just happy to talk to people about
Oh,
it?
at
Like,
at the beginning, it was absolutely,
yeah.
especially when you're still in school, because there's just the volume of people and everybody's like, "Why are you beeping?"
And because you said there was only one other person?
In our high school, yes, and then
Yeah.
there was a couple more in our college. Um,
It's
but
such like
yeah,
a huge there's
but
so many
and then
people
every
that
once in a
don't
while,
know.
if you want to see grandma's heads just turn around, have a Dexicom or something go off in the middle of a dinner because she thinks the world's on fire. Like, oh God, her sugar's dipping. Let's get to the hospital. I
Oh
got the
my
go bag.
God.
And I'm like, no, it's fine. It's just a few clicks on the phone and everything will be
What
back to
was
normal.
that? I can just imagine it. I can so
Hmm.
imagine. It's such like an old person just doesn't even know.
It's very similar to like an owl,
Yeah.
just head turns around.
Oh my God, that's so good. That's so good. Well, Pat, thank you so much for joining me today. This was such a delight. I'm so glad we got to chat. Thank you for all that you've done since 2019. I cannot believe how much you've raised for Breakthrough T1D and beyond. Like, you have raised so much awareness and you brought so many great people together, and we are so grateful for you.